Beatrice, and thank you everyone for joining. Okay, so what's in store for the next 30 minutes? We're going to be talking about expanding your security offering using Zero Trust Network Access, or ZTNA, and then ensuring that your remote workforce has a fast and secure connectivity to the resources that they want to gain access to. And then reduce the constant, or due to constant verification, reducing the attack surface on your customers and therefore end users. So we're going to go through Barracuda's CloudGen Firewall and Barracuda's CloudGen Access. Onto CloudGen Firewall. So CloudGen Firewall provides secure access and protecting against advanced threats with a centralized management console. Initially, organizations would be fine with a traditional firewall and some basic antivirus protection. With this, you would be able to determine what source IP addresses could access what destination IP addresses over what service ports. Today, there are many various traffic flows and advanced types of attacks. This effectively does little more than prevent one area of an organization from accessing resources from another. The new type of architecture, traffic flows, and attacks all created a need for more advanced security technology that would provide additional visibility into network traffic. This was the reason for the creation of the CloudGen Firewall. The CloudGen Firewall is able to inspect traffic flows and understand the identity on what specific applications that traffic is coming from. With this information, administrators are able to provide much more granular set of rules to ensure that the right people are able to access the right resources at the right time. In addition to firewall technologies, other technologies may also have required separate devices in the past. This has been integrated into the CloudGen Firewall, such as WAN optimization, VPN, reporting, and quality of service. The CloudGen Firewall comes with numerous advanced features on the box, including AV, IPS, QoS, and various other protection and filtering tools. Several other services are handled through our cloud. Energize updates provide new signature updates, hot fixes, patches, and firmware releases. Cloud Advanced Threat Protection provides resource-intensive sandboxing technology. The cloud also provides web filtering updates for new websites on the internet, so they can be appropriately categorized to maintain business security policies and user experiences. Barracuda's Advanced Threat Protection, or BATP, is an integrated cloud-based service that consists of multiple layers of threat detection. Combined with machine learning techniques, each layer is designed to progressively eliminate threats at different levels of severity and complexity. By pre-filtering threats as they move through the layers, BATP can also respond very quickly to any type of attack with minimal delays in data path and without requiring any compromises to security policies. Also, the various threat detection layers automatically share analysis results with each other. So your overall service gets better and faster at responding to new threats as it processes more data. This ensures that repeated instances of threats can be caught quickly at lower layers, whilst leaving more resource-intensive layers, like sandboxing, free to operate on emerging threat variants. The layers include Barracuda's advanced threat signatures. They collect threat signatures from over 250,000 Barracuda endpoints, appliances, and services across the web, as well as information from honeypots, crawlers, downloads, viruses, malware, and spyware, email attachments, network intelligence, and application data. This all together comes to create a massive threat intelligence signature database that ensures that any new threat seen anywhere under Barracuda's purview is immediately shared across the security products and subscribers in real time. Behavioral analysis and heuristic analysis is a process where an execution of a certain programming command of a questionable piece of code or script is conducted in a controlled environment. The resulting behavior is analyzed for common viral activities such as replication, file overwrites, attempts to obfuscate the suspicious file. Other suspicious activities also may include excessive long timers, programming loops that run for days, or code that tries to access the registry or memory functions of a machine. Static analysis consists of examining parts of the executable file without actually executing it. Malicious code writers attempt to obfuscate the malicious code to subvert the malicious code detectors, such as antivirus software. The static analysis layers analyze and de-obfuscate any questionable code constructs. This layer is highly effective, fast for pre-filtering malware before sending questionable files up to the sandboxing layer. These first three layers block around 95% of all threats. But the final layer is the most crucial at stopping the last few percent and the new and unknown threats from getting onto your network. CPU-based emulation sandboxing, the last layer of defense is a comprehensive CPU emulation-based sandbox that will comprehensively detonate any attachment that is not conclusively analyzed by the preceding layers. By using CPU emulation techniques, the sandbox can detect threats that are designed to evade traditional virtualization-based sandboxes. Also, by pre-filtering the files through the other layers, BATP ensures that the sandboxing is able to process the really complex threats with minimal delays. The Barracuda differentiator is that all these threat intelligence layers and information is shared across the entire portfolio of products. Multiple hundreds of thousands of deployed devices. No matter where the threat is first seen, its information is immediately shared across the other products. This makes for a highly efficient system with a very broad threat intelligence. It is not adequate to just protect a single threat vector with threat intelligence that you glean from that threat vector as Barracuda's competition does. The URL filtering service has numbers of categories that are being updated as new websites are being created. We also provide customizable response pages and reporting. We not only block and allow, but we also warn and continue, which allows for custom messages to be shown on the end user to click on before they proceed. This allows organizations to remind users they are on a corporate network and should always be mindful of their behavior. We also provide bulk editing for our white and blacklist, so numerous predefined exceptions can be added quickly instead of having to retype everything. Application detection allows for very granular rules to be created for users in order to govern who can access what and when they can access it. We identify not only the apps themselves, but also the sub-applications as well. For example, you could protect an employee's productivity and uplink by blocking unwanted peer-to-peer traffic, allowing Facebook and Twitter on a lunch break, but also blocking social media content based on a URL category. Setting anything that goes for management users, lowering the priority for updates such as Windows updates, and giving business critical applications highest priority, shown there at the below. But the application must use HTTP and PS here in these cases. Going beyond application detection, we can actually route based on application information. You have the capability to deprioritize unimportant traffic and apply various causing policies as needed. If you have a cheaper, less reliable link on, for instance, ISPX here, you can route all your less important social media traffic through it and route all your business critical traffic through the reliable link on ISPZ. This allows for you to utilize all the bandwidth you've been paying for, but also ensuring that business critical traffic is getting top priority. Going further into traffic intelligence and SD-WAN, we can actually define failover scenarios to ensure business critical traffic receives top priority and maintains business continuity. If all business traffic was streaming on the primary link and all on the social media traffic was on the streaming link and that was down on the secondary link there, the primary link in this case would fail and then the secondary link is up. We can dynamically reroute all traffic to flow over the secondary link. We can also dynamically adjust the causing policy on the secondary link to ensure that business critical traffic now has top priority and won't experience any congestion, while the less important social media traffic can be set to best effort. If the secondary link is an on-demand backup link, such as a wireless LAN or 4 or 5G, limitations can be implemented so that only the most critical traffic can use the link. For example, only allowing payment transactions in order to make sure the business can still operate in an outage of that primary link. It is a very important feature to have when considering high availability and business continuity for your cloud applications. Barracuda CloudGen Firewall allows you to offer VPN access from anywhere and any device. We have a mobile client which is designed for iOS and Android devices, along with Windows and Mac. We also have an OS-dependent customizable SSL VPN option that only needs a browser with Java. We also have a client for Windows and Linux and Mac. Barracuda was an early mover in the public cloud space. Because of this, you're able to provide the same features and functionality to customers regardless of how they want to deploy their CloudGen firewall, physically, virtually, or public cloud. All of the security options are the same as well. So there's no need to learn a new configuration process depending upon how the CloudGen firewall is deployed. Currently, the CloudGen firewall is supported in Azure, AWS, and GCP cloud environments. Reports are generated via the Report Creator tool. The Report Creator generates scheduled reports based on admin requirements and distributes them in a PDF format via email. Consolidated reports for more than one box are available as well. So management can look at those reports for employees. The report generator is completely free and can be downloaded from our website. There is no servers to spin up or subscriptions to pay for. This is a great way for you to demonstrate your value to your end customers, as well as possibly start a conversation about any additional services your organization could offer them based upon what you see in their traffic patterns. So as a recap on those CloudGen firewalls, you're able to understand what your user is using in the network, improve your security posture and scale that, leveraging the intelligence network for your business or businesses that you're looking after via the Global Threat Intelligence Network, optimize your bandwidth and network throughput, and link availability is going to be key. The licensing is simple. And then you're obviously going to be giving that secure infrastructure and optimizing access for those end users. Managed Firewall as a Service has been a very successful program, and it allows you to completely be hands-off for management of these firewalls. The best part is that there is a service that you purchase as a security operations center. A person will be monitoring around the clock and remediating anything that happens on your network 24/7. You'll receive updates about the situation as it is happening as well, and action plans for resolution. So most of the heavy lifting is done early on. We'll sit you through the service. The team will discuss the security policies the client needs. And from there, there will be a deployment of that firewall. This is a great option for MSPs that don't currently have the time or resources to focus on the heavy lifting and learning of a firewall technology, but also would like to be able to offer the service to their customers in a robust way. Now on to our second product, CloudGen Access. So CloudGen Access is there to protect your BYOD devices and also company devices with a multi-tenanted zero trust network access as a service. As you can see here in this slide, trust, then verify no longer works. We verify the user's identity via an identity provider such as G Suite, Okta, or Azure. CloudGen Access then ensures the security posture of each device before gaining access to that resource and also during the access to that resource. Now, why Zero Trust Network Access? You'd have to ask, do your customers have a distributed workforce, which most would do in these times? The infrastructure that you maintain for your customers, is it decentralized? Is it a multi-cloud or hybrid with a mix of on-prem and cloud services? And we can see that apps are migrating to data centers more and more as times change. And that then rolls into a disappearing corporate perimeter. The corporate perimeter where you would have a firewall is going to be dismantled due to the inclusion of SASE type offerings. And then the final thing there is going to be a catalyst for your end user access. So what is Zero Trust Network Access? It's an alternate to a traditional VPN. It comes as part of Barracuda's CloudGen SASE platform, and it provides secure access to applications, workloads from any device and any location in the world, continuously verifying that you're the right person with the right device and they have the right permissions to access company resources. CloudGen Access completes Barracuda's SASE space offering. We are now able to leverage our own CloudGen firewall to be a proxy for those resources. That said, the proxy can be installed on the closest point to that resource on a Linux box as well, which gives you the flexibility to either use a Barracuda firewall or you can use another service to protect your perimeter and then use CloudGen Access to gain access to those resources for your customers. You can create a BYOD policy for particular devices within CloudGen Access. The customer would have access requirements, and those access requirements might be a segmentation of 3 different sites. One of them might be cloud, the other 2 could be on-prem, and they would only have to have the one application open to then tunnel down to each of those different sites. It improves your security posture for your customer as we're continuously verifying that device. There is also a web security solution within the CloudGen Access application. So now we've talked about those. You can either speak with myself and or one of the sales reps in region to check which network security access best fits your SMB's needs. Thank you.
Great, thank you, Matt, for showing us the Barracuda CloudGen Firewall and CloudGen Access solutions. So we will take a look at your questions now. So if you have any questions, please use the Q&A panel and we'll go through them now. Matt, are you ready?
Yeah.
Awesome. Hold on, let me just put this up on my screen. So the first question is from Isa. Sorry if I pronounced your name incorrectly. Is it possible to integrate CloudGen Firewall to Active Directory on-prem to grab user identity and creating policy based on user profile?
You can, yeah, 100%. Good question there. You can integrate that directly with on-prem AD for sure.
So thank you, Matt. And the next question is from Marcus. Will my current antivirus provider work with CloudGen Access?
Yeah, so as long as there's a AV installed, you've configured your security policy to be inclusive of AV and checking for that, we can scan for that and then ensure that your device that you're managing is or has the highest security posture possible. So yes, we definitely work with every AV.
Awesome. And the next question is from Nathan. Does CloudGen Access replace an existing security solution in a portfolio?
Yeah, in the portfolio, yeah. So CloudGen Access takes your traditional VPN access to a new level where you would be able to constantly verify that device and then that's paired with a user. So we can ensure that, once again, that security posture is at the top level there before and also during access to those remote resources. That is very beneficial for those machines that might stay on VPNs for a day, 2 days. It could be a couple of hours, and there could be a security issue, and that would just take enough time, those couple of hours, to cause a larger incident to your entire resource or your infrastructure there on your network. So yeah, certainly. Much more granularity and a far secure way of ensuring that your resources are protected.
Thank you, Matt. And we've got Jack who's asking, is this in the cloud or available on-prem?
Okay, yeah. So in regards to the management console is in Barracuda's cloud. So we've got that there. The proxies can be deployed anywhere, so could be put inside your corporate perimeter, could also be put into a Kubernetes or Docker instance. You could fire it up in a VM in Azure, AWS, GCP. So the sky is the limit there. You can deploy it to any service that you wanted to then gain access. So as we could perhaps run a little map here, you might have a office in Sydney, an office in Shanghai, and then you've got a data center in Jakarta. You would just have to set up a proxy in each of those locations, and then you would run the one app from your desktop, and then you'd be able to gain resources without having to log into several different VPNs. You can gain access to hundreds of resources across those 3 geolocations. So definitely can be done in many places.
Thank you, Matt, for clarifying that. And we've got Grant who's asking, what is the pricing per user? So we will need to get one of our sales to get back to you after the webinars, but thank you for the questions. And we do have one more question from Jackson. What is the process to get NFR?
Yeah, so you'll go through to one of the salespeople, and then they'll be able to get some licensing towards you. I'll come through and help you set that up, or whatever system you need to have that set up on, and then you can commence your testing. Post that, the sales guys will be able to see if you're interested, and then we'll go from there.
Yeah, awesome. And I believe part of the process is you provide a few different sessions of training to them as well. Is that right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, so part of that setup there that I mentioned, there's training included. And we also have extensive documentation on our Barracuda campus site, which is campus.barracuda.com.
Awesome. Cool. Thank you, Matt. Let me just double check. So yep, that was the last question. So thank you guys for all your questions. As promised, we'll be announcing the prize draw winner tomorrow. So please do keep an eye on your inbox in the morning. Just before we go, I'd like to quickly show you what's happening next week. So we do have a virtual event. It's our Global MSP Day. So actually it is our 4th year running it this year, but unfortunately we can't make it physical based on obvious reason. You will hear from real-world MSP on the learnings from 2020, and we also have a range of global thought leaders sharing the tips on how to be successful in this industry. And we'll be also sharing the industry report that we've been doing. It's the landscape of the MSP business. So we'll be sharing some of the findings from that report as well. The registration link is on the screen, but if you want us to register for you, please just drop a note to us or fill in the survey. My last favor is please take a minute to take the survey. It should pop up once you close the webinar. On that note, thank you so much, Matt, for showing us the Barracuda Network Security Solutions, and thank you everyone for joining. We hope you learned something new, and we'll see you next time. Bye, everyone.
Great, thank you.